What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Pickles and Beats Lo-Fi podcast. I'm your host, Chris. The New and the Used is my producer name. If you're new to the podcast, gotta say thank you for coming and checking it out. I'm trying a new format this time here, a little bit different. I've been experimenting a lot with a lot of different things, and so this episode I'm going to try to do something different. Always trying to innovate, do something a little bit different than how I was doing it before, something maybe make things a little easier, maybe make things flow a little bit better, and so I'm doing that right now. For those that, again, are new, we are Pickles and Beats, or this is the Pickles and Beats Lo-Fi podcast, kind of dedicated to everything lo-fi, whether that's the lo-fi music, lo-fi equipment, or gear, or nostalgia, or, anything lo-fi related. And so if you go back into the archives and listen to some previous episodes, you kind of hear what we're talking about as far as what lo-fi is and defining lo-fi, at least how I like to do it here on this podcast. And so for this episode, or for this new format option and trying it out here, just going to play some of my favorites that I've been listening to here lately, or that have come on the scene lately, or I've just noticed. And giving a listen, a little bit of talk and discussion, and move on to the next one. I'm going to try to make this one, for those that have maybe listened in the past have noticed that, the podcasts usually range from 45 minutes to an hour and a half, and so I've gotten a lot of good feedback, which I love. Again, for those of you that are new to the podcast, anchor.fm/picklesandbeats is the website, and you can go send direct messages, you can do voicemails on there, so your feedback is always appreciated. But through these first 7 or 8 episodes, it's been a mixture of the full-length podcasts that are on every single platform. I've done a couple of Music Plus Talk Spotify-only podcasts, so go check those out. Just trying, like I said, trying a wide range of things, a variety of things here. So once again, I'm going to do that right now. And if you're checking out the podcast, through audio means, I always appreciate that. But this is also somewhat turned into a video podcast. If you go to twitch.tv/pickles and beats, you'll also find I'm streaming there online. So you can find, and also on our YouTube channel, Pickles and Beats on YouTube. So kind of everywhere, trying to get all over the place. And so, once again, big thank you to everybody listening. I know it's been a little bit of a lag between the first episode of the new year till now, but just trying to figure some things out, and also been producing a lot and putting out a lot of new music. So that's the new and the used, as well as put out the first couple of singles for Pickles and Beats. So appreciate you giving a listen, and follow, likes, shares, all that stuff. Once again, anchor.fm/Pickles and Beats is the website. Otherwise, you can find Pickles and Beats on all major platforms. So appreciate you so much. So we're going to get into some music here in our Lo-Fi Cafe, if you can hear the cafe there in the background. Kind of hanging out, having a little coffee, and listening to some lo-fi music. So without further ado, let's see if we can get into this here. I've created a new podcast playlist on Spotify as well. You can just search that under Pickles and Beats Daily Playlist, and you'll be able to find all kind of the new stuff that's on the podcast. So if you hear something you really like, and you're like, oh man, I wish I remember what that was, or I want to listen to it again, obviously you can replay the podcast, but you can also find the playlist and get direct link to the artists. And so I always think that's a really big thing. That's why I like the Music Plus Talk podcast, because it does give you a direct link to the artist. But unfortunately, I know not everybody listens to their podcasts on Spotify. So it's nice to have more tentacles out there, I guess, rather than just the one. So let's get into it here. The first track we're going to listen to is called Windmills, and it's a track by Xander and Slow Loris. So this is off of their album called Forest of Dreams. Once again, this is Windmills. Check it out. All right. I like that track. Again, if you didn't catch it earlier, maybe I didn't make it clear. I'm going to make it clear as I can here. A lot of these tracks I kind of was just flipping through, whether it was on my release radar or maybe some podcasts, some playlists that I've been checking out lately. And I'd catch like a glimpse and I'd flash through it really quick, not really listening completely. And I'm like, oh, this kind of sounds cool. Maybe we'll throw this on the playlist. And so that's kind of how I went about it this time around. Didn't listen to them, and I'm hoping to come back through the podcast now and kind of give them a listen truly for the first time. And so I liked it. I thought that was hip. That was, again, Windmills by Xander and Slow Loris off of their album Field of Dreams. Forest of Dreams. Field of Dreams. Talking about some baseball. But, those vamping piano chords stand out to me the most, without a doubt. The drum slap on the snare, I think the drum sounds overall are good. I'd love to, I'll probably repeat myself a lot here, but I'm really curious on where they get their samples from. The mid fade out, middle of the track there to kind of drop the drums and just have chords going, I thought that really kind of brought it all together. And then coming back all full group with the synth vibrato, whether that's synth or some electronic piano with some vibrato on there, kind of gives it the mellow vibe overall. But I love, when I'm listening to lo-fi music and I'm looking at the ambiance and I'm wondering what's going on, and the bird sounds were pretty cool. So I'm wondering, again, if they get those from a pack maybe that they purchased, or I've actually been having a lot of fun if I catch some birds in my backyard, especially with spring coming around early in the morning or later in the evening. If I'm hearing some birds chirping, I love to go out and catch them on my iPhone, actually. I'll just do a quick record on my iPhone, and actually it's been turning out okay. So I might need to put out my own nature sounds pack. Anyway. All right, we're going to get into the next track here. It's called Trust Me by, again, I'm going to try not to butcher these names here. Satyr, 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 probably, Satyr, and Flocalist. It's a track called Trust Me. Check it out. All right. Once again, welcome to the Pickles and Beats Lo-Fi podcast. My name is Chris. The new and the used is my producer name. But that was a track called Trust Me by Satir and Flocalist. Lots to say about that one. I love the Wurlitzer sounds at the beginning. Definitely draws you in right off the bat. That's what got me in, to be honest with you. I'm a keyboard player, so whenever I hear some good organ or some Rhodes or some Wurlitzer in there, I'm immediately drawn in. But I thought the Wurlitzer sounds were awesome. The bass drum, really thick, full sound, clean piano and trumpet melody was killer. Loved it. Adding some layers later on with the violin, I thought was nicer. The strings, without a doubt, just atmosphere. Felt the vibes, like it a lot. Trust Me by Satir and Flocalist. Go check them out. We're gonna jump into a third track here. It's called Space 420 by Ciao Sarah. Ciao Sarah off of the album Lightsaber Bar. Once again, Pickles and Beats. This is the Pickles and Beats Lo-Fi podcast. Check us out on anchor.fm/Pickles and Beats. Send a message, give a follow, like, share. Find Pickles and Beats on all platforms. So here we go. Let's jump back in. This is Space 420 by Ciao Sarah on the Pickles and Beats Lo-Fi podcast. All right, jumping back in here on the Pickles and Beats Lo-Fi podcast. Let's see. Let's get that down here back up here. Listen to our people out there. Mercy. So once again, that was Space 420 by Ciao Sarah. There's I'm noticing some pretty consistent things happening here. This piano and Rhodes on this track really brought me in. It's really full, warm, thick Rhodes chords, I think. Hearing that gives me the kind of curl up in a blanket of just kind of textures and sounds. And then I it's not very often happening in there, but I definitely picked it out because again, I've been trying to put together little Japanese influenced beats and hearing a lot of koto in there. So whether that's koto or a little bit of harp, but you can hear some plucking in there. Again, whether that's from samples or whatnot, but the texture is really cool. It fits the vibe really well. I think overall, the bass there is a full bass, thick bass sound. I think it really tells a lot about a kind of underappreciated producer. So when you can really pick out that bass sound, I think that's what a lot of people really appreciated about Jay Dilla and a lot of the other producers that stand out from the crowd. It's their bass work, kind of the sound, the tone, and kind of the arrangement of notes as well, without a doubt. So, once again, that was Child Sarah with Space 420. We're going to move on here. This is a track called Innocent by Oat Mellow. I'm going to mess this one up for sure. Epic Taze and Dane. So kind of a three-way collaboration here. It's off of the album Dove. So Oat Mellow, Epic Taze, and Dane off the album Dove. The track's called Innocent. Check it out.
Come on.
All right. Welcome back to the Pickles and Beats Lo-Fi podcast. Again, my name is Chris, producer of The New and the Used. Appreciate you checking out the podcast. Keep ticking along here. Once again, that was Innocent, a track by Oat Mellow, Epic Taze, and Dane off their album, or at least collaboration on an album called Dove. So many things stand out on this one. Getting away kind of from the laid-back mellow vibes. I feel like, the synth, there's a lot of synthy space sounds at the beginning that kind of lull you in, thinking, hey, this is going to be kind of chill. The synthy kind of spacey, lasery textures. And then a really cool synth bass in there, a little Moog, really cool stuff. And then, boom, guitar hits you. That guitar sounds so good. So I don't know, again, if you're out there listening, one of you three, y'all need to get back on the guitar train there and keep putting those things out, because I dug that a whole lot. So I want you to keep that one going for sure. The guitar was awesome, and then I'm a big fan of sampling and putting in kind of little vocal tidbits here and there, which I thought was awesome. So having the little "come on" in the vocal sample thrown into the beat was pretty want to make sure I pointed that out. Overall, great track from all three of them. And we're going to move on to the next one, of course. This next one is track Misty by Epona, or Epona, on the album Ballerina. So, once again, this is Chris, producer of the New and the Used, on the Pickles and Beats Lofi podcast. Remember, you can find us on all major platforms: Twitter, YouTube, Twitch live stream, YouTube live stream. I'm doing it right now, and you can come watch videos for the next. Usually they stay there for about a week, but the podcast, of course, always goes live. And then, of course, Facebook, Instagram, all of the platforms across the board. Just look us up, Pickles and Beats. Otherwise, the podcast website is anchor.fm/Pickles and Beats, and you can go there and send direct messages or voicemails or text message, or post on the message board. There's all kinds of stuff you can do. So please go check that out and give us a like, share, follow, and appreciate it. So I'm going to jump right into it here. So once again, this is Misty by Epona, off of the track, off of the album Ballerina. All right, welcome back, Pickles and Beats Lo-Fi Podcast. I just wanted to make sure I shout it out and give love to everybody that's been coming on and listening to the podcast. Can't say it enough how much I appreciate you. This is obviously a short and condensed version, a little bit more, consumable, I guess, version versus something you got to watch over or listen to over multiple days. And so I'm going to just experiment in here. Probably have some short ones, have some long ones, come back, do some music plus talks whenever I want to kind of highlight an artist, and kind of just do a big mixture here. So this is all for fun and games, and just see if this all works out. So just want to say a big thank you to everybody listening, all the artists that we use their tracks. Make sure I shout them out one more time here. Again, I can't miss out. Windmills from Xander and Slow Loris, Trust Me from Satir and Flocalist, Space 420 from Chow Sarah, Innocent from Oat Mellow, and Ekek Bectaze and Dane, and Misty from Epona. Can't say it enough how much I appreciate the support. Those checking us out on the live stream, thank you. As well as those listening to the podcast each and every time that they go live. I can't do it without your support, and so I appreciate you. Actually, I could do it without your support. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, I can't do it without your support. I need you here. And so, giving the listen, giving the feedback, writing me messages on anchor.fm/pickles and beats always helps and does pay off. So, thank you so much for listening. I hope you all have a great evening, and talk to you soon. Keep it lo-fi, y'all.